Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to Rise Up After Dark. Hey everybody, it's June 24th, Wednesday evening live, or wherever you are, whenever you listen. Thanks so much for being here for a little BYOB, DYOR. Let your hair down, talk some shit about the crypto industry, hang out with us. And we're so glad to welcome for you tonight our friend, first-time guest. Please welcome the co-founder, CEO, and community scientist, mad scientist, you might say, at CoUnity, Dan Rodman. Way to go. You made it. How you been, man?
Great. Yeah, this is awesome. This is a really late night show for me as well because I'm actually in Lisbon. So it's actually June 25th here.
Oh, damn.
Living in the future.
Well, good morning.
What's the price of Bitcoin?
Are we shorting or longing right now?
Yeah. I found the ultimate hack.
You ever get tired of time travel jokes from people who are
never
behind you?
I'll never get
those
tired
are still
of time
funny,
travel
right?
Jokes.
Now, time zone, I think when you're nomadic as well, sometimes you're like, what time zone am I even in anymore?
I forget what day it is, and I live right here
for a while.
What's my excuse?
I think the conversation starter time travel joke is better than the conversation starter about the weather.
I don't know. I'm a pretty big weather maxi.
Well,
I'm giving you a point for that.
Maxi. I'm going to give you a gwump for that.
Damn. Okay. Everybody playing. Every time you hear this sound, it means somebody speaking or somebody we're speaking about has gotten a point. If you hear this sound, it means somebody speaking or somebody we're speaking about has lost a point, colloquially known as a gwump. At the end of the night, you want the points, you don't want the gwumps. So, Dan, welcome. Alex, Will, I'm sorry I rugged you. We were coordinating backstage, and nobody who watches this show will be surprised to know that we were talking about the finer aspects of collecting.
Yeah. So first of all, Dan, in answer to your question, no, they have expanded to fill at one for every day of the year. Like it's the number, so like if you were October 15th, it's number 1015. So they've added.
For context, everybody, this is picking your birthday Pokemon. Yeah, for context.
Yeah. Thank you.
I am welcome. Right. I'm hyper fixated on Pokemon right now because I'm brand new. Not brand new,
birthday
but I haven't
Pokemon.
looked at it since I was 9 years old, and I stopped there and kind of I don't know. I have a pile from when I was little in the 90s, and that's about it. But recently back into it. A lot has changed since then. And so kind of just like, Dan, I'm sure you've seen all the stuff on crypto Twitter, Collector Crypts having its moment, all the different gotchas and whatever. So I'm like, okay, I gotta learn about this kind of stuff because it's everywhere right now. And I have no idea what anyone's talking about. So that's what I'm doing right now is just basically studying Pokemon all day, every day.
I just started chuckling, thinking of like, I don't know, we're all just like hanging out in some living room or something, right? Everything's calm. And then all of a sudden the front door comes flying open, slams against the wall, and Alex appears in a sweat, goes, guys, did you know Pokemon's still cool? yeah, man. Yeah, it's been cool. Why did no one tell me? And then he sprinted up into his room to his computer.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, but I have an early in the year birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate enough to be one of the originals. So mine is actually Blastoise, which is pretty sweet. I just made that discovery today. I was like, hey, that's one that I've heard of. So I was excited.
That is crazy. Okay, so it goes in order of like your birthday and the calendar
So what's
year.
the site? I got
all right.
I'm Googling birthday Pokemon.
I found a Reddit forum.
Here you go. Here's the site.
This.
This is so
it's just a
stinking cute.
It's just a little app. It looks like something someone could have poofed.
Dude, if this is the case, I'm not going to be one of the original Pokemon because I'm born in December. This is going to be.
It's not looking good for you.
Somebody could, in fact, have poofed this app. So first of all, you need to put in May 23rd. Second of all,
Gross.
Dan, I need to know, are you like collecting? Are you participating in ripping packs and TCGs? And of course, what's your birthday Pokemon?
Yeah, I am also an early birthday in January. Nice. So it could be good. And
good
as for background on the Pokemon side, for me, it was the original Game Boy and like the first few games of Pokemon.
Hell
So
yeah.
I was more of like a Game Boy Pokemon kid than I was like a card collector Pokemon
That was me as a kid also.
Yeah, dude. I was the first guy at my elementary school to catch all 150 on red version, blue version. I was the first guy to do it.
Here's May
That's pretty
23rd.
sweet.
I don't know what this is.
I'm a
never seen it,
Murkrow, which I don't know what the hell that is either.
Oh, Murkrow's a Gen 2, you know, like silver gold. It's
Once
a cool
you get
Pokemon.
past Gen 1, they're all Digimon to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like you're a Murkrow in spirit. But
No. I'm an Executor in spirit.
Wait, I want to
I've
see
had,
this. Will,
had
what's
many discussions.
which day?
December 23rd.
23rd. Oh my God, you're almost at the end.
Yeah, correct. I'm this
I have it
Murk-
written on a calendar somewhere.
Look at that.
And I remember because it's before
I
Christmas
hate
Eve.
it.
Look at it. You know what's
I
funny
hate
is that one of our wonderful friends in the audience opened up the comment section of tonight's show by saying, "Oh, great! Finally, something that's not going to be melting my brain." And in return, I showed him the birthday Pokemon vending machine. I'm really sorry about that.
No. This is good. This is good for the vibes.
Okay, only one more, unless someone from the audience wants to throw one out. Dan, what's the January what?
January 8th, and you'll like it. I'm
Dude. Okay, first of all, I'm the 9th, so
Is he gonna be
It'll
one of
make
the
you
base starters?
chuckle.
Oh, War Turtle, nice.
yes.
Are you January 9th?
Yep.
How does it
Okay,
feel
I was
that
gonna say-
they told you Alex is basically your dad?
Yeah.
The war turtle to my Blastoise.
he is the evolution of me?
For better or for worse. I don't know how to read that, but that is cool. All right, sweet.
That's hilarious.
I hate this.
Okay,
wait.
you
I've got a
mentioned
January 4th, which is a great birthday. That's also my sister's birthday.
well, you'd have to be New Year's Day to be a Bulbasaur by this
Charmander.
calendar.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Hell yeah.
I like the little fortune it gives you too. Today, like Charmander, you will ignite passion in others with your fiery spirit and
Ooh,
determination. Embrace
sexy.
challenges
So hot.
as they help you evolve. Like fortune cookie vibes. We need
Okay,
the
good.
fortune cookie.
Yeah.
A. Frandl
Could there
said,
be a
"Oh, good. I'm
tarot
looking mine up
card?
now too." Good.
Could there
Mine's
be
like-
like
Dan?
a
Mine's just like,
Pokemon
you're
card
Murkrow.
tarot version?
Oh, surely there's
Oh, I'm
Pokemon
there
Tarot.
has to be.
There's just got to be.
Dan, I'm
Yes.
glad you came onto the show. This is all we do actually every single show. This
Yeah, I
is
know
all
we
this-
promised you,
Oh God, Ursa Ring. That's actually one of the
kinda
cool
cool.
new Digimon.
That is sweet. So that's all right. Forest Craft Hardwood requested February 17th, and it's Ursaring. Look at that, dude. Look at that bear. That one would definitely win in a fight amongst everybody who has rolled this thing so far.
Yes, channel the strength of Ursaring as you tackle challenges head on.
You know, I find this comment from Solana just like very innocent and wholesome, and it like made me happy. It was just, I just want to be Geodude so I can be a punchy rock. And I'm like,
Valid.
damn straight,
Valid.
Solana. I too would like to be a punchy rock.
All right. So
Oh.
Dan, I know we told you were going to come on and talk about like what you do for work and all that sort of stuff,
That's
but
out the window now.
I think we're just going to
Actually-
take requests for birthday Pokemon for 2
And
hours.
I have to rug him a little bit more because, Alex, you're only with us for 1 hour. We
Yes.
will get to Who is Dan. If you've got a question, we'll get to it. We want to hear from you. You know what to do. The place to go forever is community.rumshq.com. It's where the show lives 24/7. Get it out of the way. I have to tell you that tonight also, something I'm giving myself a point for is BYOB on our show. You know, we try to be a family show and we try to be frank. We know a lot of people might be in recovery or whatever on any stage of their journey. We try to be frank about that on this show. We're going to have a drink every now and then. You're welcome to have a drink. But tonight, BYOB for me stands for bring your own bread. I just need you to see this.
Okay.
I've got
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I have got a fresh sourdough boule.
Wow.
I have got a tiny charcuterie cutting board. And I've got from our friend One Traveler for Life this Spice Agent Italian Coratina olive oil. Not a commercial, not a sponsorship, but when somebody sends you a beautiful package with like delightful, rich,
Dude.
this olive oil is so good. I thought BYOB tonight will stand for bring your own bread and oil. thanks to One Traveler for Life, the spice agent. And I just had to share that with you. In case we got caught up in the conversation, you didn't get to see it. I'm going to crack this bread live and dip it in the oil.
Dude, I wasn't
Evan,
emotionally prepared for a bread of that caliber.
Not. That was so beautiful. Also, you always have the most unhinged things out of camera. There was Dan, there was another time, I forget who we had on. I think we had the folks from Polygon on, or was it the folks from Crack? I forget who it was. But we had these two gentlemen on, and he says something about like, oh, I'm sorry, I was like messing with my pen. It's just like what I fidget with. And then we go, oh no, it's okay. And all of us unscripted pull whatever we were in unison, whatever we were playing with. And with Evan, yeah, exactly. With Evan, it happened to be a Tupperware container full of like goopy magic sand.
I have it right here.
We're like, what? That's off camera for you?
Always.
What the hell?
Yeah, look at how nice Evan's scene looks. If he were to turn the camera around and put it in the back corner where that lamp is underneath the morning show tapestry, it looks like a storage unit exploded.
Yeah, 100%. Everything below eye level is like just walked away from an explosion.
Oh, look at that. Ooh.
And I have to tell you, really, the topper is, we have this fantastic cutting board here that I really won't be able to show well, but it's got a recipe burned into it. Somebody had it written and burned into it in Kimberly's Mama's handwriting. It's a recipe for pecan pie that she had. It's just such a thoughtful, like sweet, sentimental gift.
S-tier pie.
I'm a sucker for S-tier pie inscribed thoughtfully on a gift I get to see all the time. That's
especially when
bread.
It's not sweet potato pie. It's like actually gonna be
Will you
good.
shut the hell up?
So, continuing the tradition of crazy stuff. There it is. Now, enough about me and my bread. I'll tell you how it is later. You think we should give Dan a chance to like properly
Yeah, maybe we
introduce
should
himself?
like talk to our guest.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is great chopping it up. It's always good vibes.
Literally chopping it up.
Literally chopping up the bread.
I mean, you were working to chop that bread. I saw that, and I feel like
Crust.
I'm just imagining slow motion video of like your bread dipping in the olive oil. And,
Dude,
like,
some
drops
ASMR
coming
bread
out.
content.
Yeah.
Could be the movie. You got to buy the OnlyFans for that.
Oh,
Yeah, there's just another camera to the side that's just food porn. It's a food porn account called Rise Up.
Yeah.
Hey, bread, yeast, rise up. There's something there.
So Dan, what do you do?
Yeah, Dan, you work in the industry in some way, right?
I do some things here and there. Yeah.
How's it going?
It's all around community. Hence, we're named Co-Unity, breaking down the word community into common unity, a group of people with a common passion and a direction, such as Pokemon, or maybe such as sourdough bread. These are the different types of things people are passionate about. And as an agency, we are in an interesting category or area where it's like we're not exactly a marketing agency. We're not exactly a company that just does product engineering. We're kind of community engineering. So we focus on the lower end of your funnel. We focus on aspects of your customers that already exist. And we think through ways that we can empower them to help your product team, whether it's through product feedback, whether it's through innovating your kind of support strategy, or we also run a lot of ambassador programs and we help with UGC. We do components of advocacy and things like that, right? So that's the kind of area that we're really focused in on. It's a little bit more unique than just your typical kind of A to Z agency. We say no to a lot of things and we partner with lots of other agencies to help them with those elements. But honestly, we're always jamming on creative community campaigns, bringing people together. We run a little bit of our own podcast too. Well, maybe we'll have to have you guys on that one. It's a community with Co-Unity. So maybe we can do a little swap-a-roo, which would be fun. And yeah, it's been a journey just talking with different companies all the time about retention, about how they can lower their customer acquisition costs, increase their lifetime value, and talk to them on the metric side of things that gets them going and gets them stoked and fired up. And yeah, always innovating, always engineering, always thinking through what can we do to, make this a more activated and powerful customer base, user base, etc. So that's our world.
I have to tell the story about how you and I met just very recently because it was hilarious. So we went to, or I'm assuming you were at the Kraken thing at the Pearl Box first.
Yeah.
And after there, so this Kraken event outside of ETHConf in New York ends. and we're like looking for something else to do. And Wesley, who is like the chief of staff over at Kraken, Mr. Kraken, it's his birthday. And he is having like an after party from the Kraken event at a different place. And I caught him and snaked an invite to this thing. So we end up over at this other place, and we're, you know, one of the Knicks games is on TV, where everyone's like in this really cool little thing. What was it? What's that place called?
It was like a club. It was like a
It's
bookshelf
like a members
bar.
club.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're talking about Rain.
Rain. Thank you. Yes. So we're all down there. Evan's not here yet. I'm waiting for him. He's in an Uber somewhere, like heading our direction. And Wesley's like, "You got to talk to Dan." And I was like, "Great." So we're standing there talking, and we're kind of doing the basics of like compare, like, who are you, what do you do, sort of thing. But of course, we're doing it in like party style, which means that we're screaming it into each other's ears from 6 inches away. And throughout this conversation, in the beginning, Dan's listening to me describe who I am and what I do, and he just goes, "Evan's thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be on your show in 2 weeks." And it was just like a very serendipitous meeting. And Wesley comes by several drinks in at this point, and he's just like, "I knew you guys would hit it off." And we're like, "Yeah, turns out we accidentally know each other indirectly by proximity, because Evan, you know, you guys met in Buenos Aires, right? At DevCon last year.
That's right.
I think that was the first time. Yeah.
The first time, but I think since then, and even just knowing that we know a lot of the same people, and it was good serendipity to connect, because I don't know, I think we had a great conversation in Buenos Aires. It was the same kind of thing. You remember, I can't think of the name of the place, but everybody was just kind of jammed in there, and it was over by a tree in a courtyard.
Yeah.
I learned that Dan was doing co-unity. We talked about content. And we talked about Myosin. I feel like Justin from Safari Club is right there. So
yeah.
I don't know. Just, it was another great example of how all the friendly people seem to know each other in crypto, and it's such a small world. Mm-hmm. And you could be on the Rise Up After Dark show, or in Buenos Aires, and also in New York, and just kind of like find your way to bumping into each other. So
Myosin, they do a lot of marketing stuff for a lot of different people. Safari Club also works not just in marketing, but a little bit more broadly, also with the community angle. So kind of all things that are like, you know, lightly tangential.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on the circuit, as you have been as well. And it's really interesting. The more you consistently go to these conferences, you build more of these relationships, and then you realize, wow, there's so many closer degrees of connection than you could even imagine. Like, the circles are wild. You're like, oh, you know these people, you know these people. Like, you start to introduce people together, and they're like, oh, we already know each other. It's just like, it's an interesting, you know, it's a small world, right?
It's an exponential curve. You meet one person, then you meet 2, 3, 4, and all of a sudden you can't go into a room without knowing half the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan, I'd like to get your perspective on that. Like, you know, let's talk about marketing a little bit. What I love, and one of the reasons I was so excited to have you, is that you understand the power of like the people who are not here, but who are watching, who might join, who might buy, who might share, who might help us, you know, grow and become more than we are today. A good community gives you more than you put in. And I think that's an understudied, undervalued principle that contributes to most of the growth that most of the people I know who are growing have. So I'm curious, especially on this aspect of like becoming a character in a story. Something I have always thought is that because the internet is like a room that eliminates proximity, you can stand next to anybody, you can be in their comments, you can become their friend, you can share an experience with them. And we have this sort of like chronically online, for whatever reason, citizens of the internet and the future internet group of people. And I have found that there is a tremendous ability to like get to know, like, and trust each other and create a platform that amplifies your story. You can almost brute force your way just by showing up to having an impact and telling a story that is bigger than you. I feel like you get that, you get the power of the people and all that. And I just want to know if you could wrap a little on that, specifically about, for folks who listen, you know, community is a dirty word much of the time. A lot of people come to us for the first time to learn about crypto. They've been burned by some crappy meme coin community. We were talking backstage before the show about the relentless pursuit
Onslaught.
of exit liquidity by, you know, the meme coin lords that be. And so can you tell us what's your perspective on community, specifically on community as a marketing method? Tell us more of the beautiful story that is community through your lens at CoUnity.
This is a big question. It's a beautiful question. It's an interesting one because I think the word itself is such a buzzword, and so many people have a different perception in their mind when they hear community based off of their experiences, right? And there's even certain scales of community that's more kind of kumbaya, like we hold our hands and we dance around a tree and it's good vibes, you know, and it's just a good feeling. And there's elements of community that's, you know, a lower customer acquisition cost, the referral side, the support deflection, and the components of, you know, community, you know, indicators and KPIs are often the leading indicators before people, you know, start to refer other people or buy more and, you know, stay as more loyal members to your thing, right? Like there's business value you can kind of wrap around it as well, right? And then there's this big kind of scale between both of those worlds a little bit. And for me, I think it's getting more and more important. So I'm really happy to be, you know, in this space for about 4 years now with CoUnity. And I think we're going into an era in the world with AI and with content and whatnot that we're already seeing marketers tell us it doesn't take 7 touches to convert someone anymore. It's more like 21 now, right? Our attention spans are getting shorter. There's more and more of these different elements trying to vie for our eyeballs online and whatnot. And so what really can help you stand apart with your business, with your product or whatever you're doing, and be a very strong moat, is if you actually build a stronger relationship, right? With the people who are a part of your brand, product, mission, etc. And that's like, you know, what are the building blocks of a community? There's like 3 main pillars, you know. You have to have an identity. So, you know, a component of who are the actual people we're pulling together. You have to have the second big pillar, which is around, you know, the experiences, like what are we actually doing together? And then you have the third one, which is around the structure, like how is the actual infra of this kind of held? And I think if you can start to pull that minimum viable community of those 3 pillars checked slowly together, there's another great essay called 1,000 True Fans, which you maybe have heard of as well. It's a pretty popular big essay out there.
Yep.
It's great. And I think it really touches to this element. If you can find your 1,000 true fans, if you can nurture them and bring them along as almost like an extension of your team and potentially professional development, they may be able to be part of your team. And even the people who are of those big fans, if everyone who used your product referred 1.1 people on average, you'd be growing without any marketing spend, right? Boom. There's the essay. And, you know, I think like an amazing example, and I have a thesis or a label of this called GTC, which is go to community strategy. So how do you look at GTC with your GTM? And the main component is go to market is all about capturing attention, getting people's eyeballs, and, you know, being very great at that, putting out the right lures. And it's definitely needed. It's important. I'm not saying you don't need any sort of go to market getting attention side. GTC is approach of designing value creation. So it's like a watering hole. How do we make a space where people get a lot of value there? And, you know, the better your product, the better what you have going on is, the more easier it will be to facilitate and pull people around that and hold them there. And a good example is like Cursor. They scaled to $100 million in annual revenue with $0 spent on marketing, because the product was just so good, and developers, when they used it, it was like a 10x experience, and they're like, yo, fam, friends, whatever, you got to try this thing, you know? And it spread through all those circles like wildfire, right? So they had a very effective kind of growth through community circles and through word of mouth, right? So that's a little bit of, I don't know, a touch on some of those elements. I think it's interesting to try and engineer them in a way. Now, the reason why I use the language as well, engineering, is my background is actually mechanical engineering. I have a master's degree. I worked operations at a robotics distribution facility for a while, and everything was about analytics and, you know, timing things and getting through breaking down problems and whatnot. So I feel like this is just another interesting slice of like problem solving in another way, you know? But yeah.
So Dan,
Go ahead.
Evan, if you have a little capstone,
No.
go for it. Because I had
Go
a question, which is, what do you do? I would imagine it's different for every single company you work with and every group you chat with. But what are some of the core things that anyone who's building a business, building a social media presence, what have you, or is building a communal effort in their like local community, right? What are some of the core tenets that people should be focused on when it comes to building a larger community in a highly engaged community?
Yeah, so I'm all about leaning into experimentation and tracking things with like analytics so you can really know what's going on. And one of the reasons I say this is like to come up with some sort of community campaign, a competition, a contest, having people create some content, having people, do something, right? And make it open to everybody and try and invite in as many people as possible. And then look to see who really latches onto that and who are the outliers within those types of campaigns or experiences. And then go to them directly and like thank them and highlight them and potentially invite them to your first kind of inner cohort, right? That you want to nurture and help create those initial leaders, those initial ambassadors for what you're doing. And then start to kind of really run that on repeat, right? Like look at what you can do, what type of activations that you could leverage within your project, brand, community, space, whatever business that you have. That's like, this would be something, people might be interested to jump in on or lean in on, and then try and find like the cream of the crop of the people who really stand out and really lean into it. And then invite them to something that, showcases that recognition and potentially nurtures them into something further so that they can really become those really powerful true fans. And the cool part about that is when you're growing community early on, another thing I would think about is like a lot of crypto projects really mess this up in the past, I feel like, is your original, like your first members within your community, they set like the tone, they set the culture. And then when new people join after that, they kind of mimic the culture, right? It's like when you walk into a party and everyone's maybe just like going wild and going crazy, you're like, all right, I'm going to slam some drinks and go wild and go crazy. But if you go into like a party or a room and everyone's like super quiet and polite and it's like very chill, you kind of adapt to the room that you walk in. So you got to think about what kind of room do you want attached to your business, attached to your brand, and then make sure that the first people in there are of the right kind of vibe, and those are the ones you want to highlight and kind of make those leaders and whatnot. But I know that's a little ramble on a few thoughts that might kind of tie in and be helpful for people.
No, I like it. And I agree on all fronts. I would say like, particularly in our community, like, you mentioned you have a few people who become kind of like power community members. And I feel like a lot of them became that way because they either got time with us or like, we always try to interact with people and do giveaways and just highlight. We have so many people who are like doing such great things and finding some like great research or analysis or bringing up just like amazing questions we haven't thought of before. And we always try to highlight them. Spicier question. Of the crypto companies out here, which ones have developed, in your opinion, the best communities, and which ones have developed not necessarily the worst, but maybe it's like a little disappointing in terms of like their stage presence and maybe like what they command from a market cap or weight of brand, but yet the community needs work a bit?
This is a spicy question.
Yeah,
this is a tough question. This is a great question.
You can start with you can start on the totally positive front, which is these communities have really crushed it. Which is
obviously Rise Up, the coolest people around. So thank you everybody for being the best part of what we do. We're packing it up. We're going home.
That's number one. We can go talk about number 2 and 3. That relieves some of the pressure. I think for me it's interesting because there's also a component to this with stages. Like maybe like right now in time there could be a community that I feel is doing really amazing, and super active. But then there could be a component that's just because it's in that kind of rally phase where it's kind of feels good, right? I think the more impressive community layers and communities are the ones that have existed over a long period of time, right? That are pretty strong and been going for a while. And I think oftentimes you get your best highest quality community members in some of the deepest and darkest bear markets, right? And because if you can be loyal within that kind of element, then when you're in a good market, you're pumped up, you're fired up, right? And so I think communities like, the Solana community, right? Like there was a time when the Solana token was down like, I don't know, 90 something percent, right? And there was still people in the Solana community just, it's gonna survive, we're gonna make it, and when I go to like the Solana Accelerate and go to some of these different Solana events, there's a lot of those people have a really strong, mission, and they're pretty diehard. Other couple good examples could also be like, they actually name them like the Chainlink Marines. These are like Chainlink's been around for a long time. They've been going through bear and bull markets, like, like they've like they're used to it, right? And
the XRP Army.
XRP Army is another great one.
But I would ask you, are all those communities great communities, or are they just really loud communities? Because the thing to me, the community that makes it a buzzword is when people, talk about any assemblage of people that is growing. I think I'm more interested in... Go ahead.
I feel like the thing you're getting at is when you sell someone the idea that community is what they're signing up for, to get them to pay for a thing specifically, knowing full well that nothing beyond the like collective belief that X is going to become more valuable soon is holding anybody together. No one's there for any other reason. And when that inevitably doesn't happen, as is the case with every single NFT project, every single meme coin, every pump fund shit or whatever that has a community around it, inevitably then it falls apart and you realize like, oh crap, I actually don't know anything about these people. I don't know these people. These aren't my friends. Like, maybe there are some outliers where, of course, people had like met great friends along the way, or, commiserated together and bonded in the horrors
in the
of
trenches,
being rugged and losing all of your money at some dumb shit, whatever it was. But I feel like that was the big lie that was like sold to most people. Like, no, you're getting this great thing, but like, it's actually all just a
facade. I think like the analogy with that too is a lot when we were looking at designing some of these programs, like extrinsic versus intrinsic motivation, being like a lot of these communities are very extrinsically driven to the point of, I'm only doing this activity because I'm getting points and there might be an airdrop, and as soon as that potential system, like if that disappeared, they would be kind of gone. I think it's a great question to ask yourself with your community in the Web3 space is, if I didn't have a directly incentivized rewards program, would people still be there? Would they actually still be a member of conversation around this technology that we're specifically doing because they actually think, it's got a great shot and they really like it, and, they appreciate our mission and our vision, right? I think the stronger and the better mission and vision that you have an ability to kind of actually get people in your community that are rallied up about that, versus just like, all I care about is like the token price. The token is just a component of an element of their ownership, and something that, they're a 10-year lookout on the vision of what they're doing, not a, as soon as I can dump at like the best point, then I'm out of here type of thing, which is, it's that definitely like, that's a super difficult component to really build real,
I don't know that I find it difficult. I think I find it difficult if all you're offering is buy my token. Because, how can you build it on that foundation? You can't. But I think if what you're offering is something sincerely valuable for people, especially where you're able to bring different kinds of people together around something that they share, and then to realize they share more, like when they start to realize like, oh, we're also into this thing, or I know that so-and-so is a father and I've got some kids, and you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's where community stops being a buzzword and starts being a relationship that is, ironically, for the capitalist, valuable. But what makes it valuable has nothing to do with the capitalist or his money, and it is the desire to be part of something that's bigger than us, expressed through other people when we come together to realize like, oh, yes, we are one kind of thing. I don't think that's hard. I think it's hard to build the container around it because I think a lot of people are focused on the wrong, honestly, thing. Yeah. I think people are short-sighted. I think they believe money now is more valuable, or they fool themselves into acting in a way that makes it look like they believe that. And I'm going to ding myself for saying it, darn it, because I
Because
think
this game is rigged.
the game is stupid. That's exactly my point. I'm giving myself another point. Thank
I
you.
get one for that.
Yeah, wait, that was Alex's point.
What the heck?
You
But
can
it
have
is
one
rigged.
too. You can
This
have
is
one
what I
too.
mean by corruption.
It's exactly right.
Okay, wait.
But that's how community runs. Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean to pivot us too hard here.
No,
but
we got to pivot eventually because we got to talk about the market. But
that's what I was gonna say.
we got to talk about.
Speaking of
Talking
all of
about
us
community and,
commiserating
like,
about
also-
losing money together in this, how about them charts, hey?
Golly.
Will, I have a question for you. Why Bitcoin sad?
Well, sometimes Bitcoin thinks about the time when its father went out for cigarettes and never came back. And then it cries, but Bitcoin's tears, because it's orange, is red. And then you get red candles on the chart.
Okay, science.
Yeah, numbers. Business. Is this working? Yes.
I'm gonna
As the
take
magical unicorn said in the Lego movie.
this comment here. I'm gonna blame William for the markets being down. I think we can all get behind that particular blame. So,
Just
Will,
because,
how could you?
Sorry, guys. I've just. Don't worry. I'll make some bullish videos one of these days, and it'll fix everything.
Oh man, more from the comments. Laureen says my kid graduated from high school today, so congratulations for that. But I missed 59K buy. I bought Bitcoin today.
I have to say, and then Dan, I want to hear what you're buying. If there's anything interesting, my mother and I both bought Bitcoin in the car in downtown Savannah as it's like below
Nice.
60. We're both like, oh my god,
The
get in there!
Popovich.
And so both of us are cracking mobiling on our phones in the car to say, stop traffic.
Did you get it at 59?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
lovely.
both
Dude,
did.
and like Wall Street says, it was just a great, exciting day to be a trader. If you're watching stuff move, if you're that kind of trader, or to be like long crypto and get a discount. Yeah. Buying Bitcoin in the car with your mom gets 1 point, and buying Bitcoin in the car with Linda Popovich gets another, because you don't know this, Dan, but Linda is the most successful crypto trader in our community.
She's great.
We
My
all
mo-
aspire to be
To put
Alex's
it in
mom.
perspective, Dan, my mother made money on Cardano.
It's damn good.
And that's
That's
it.
damn
That's
good.
the resume.
Oh, you just reminded me of I think we were on a live or whatever, and then my girlfriend told me that she put money in XRP and sold it and doubled it. And I was like, in this household?
In
In this household?
under this roof.
Under this roof, you bought XRP? And then she said she doubled her money, and I was like, all right, you get a pass.
Well, but she did the
You get
thing
a
that they
pass.
don't do, which is she took
She
profit
sold.
off the table.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
So
in-
the market's crazy, guys.
it's crazy right now. I am not sure where to talk about it. I think a lot of people would appreciate, Will, if you would do the TA on Bitcoin, or at least,
Do
let us
the
chalk it.
TA.
You know what I mean? Everybody do
Sorry.
the TA.
Sorry, that just made me think of my parents or whatever. Like, if you have grandparents or something, just be like, Evan, do the internet. It's not working. Do the internet. Yeah. Well, we can do some TA here. I can bring up. Let's see what time.
Cast our stones.
Well,
Yeah.
first
Are we-
of all,
are we
guys, the
gonna
most
get it below
important
60
thing
again?
is the full moon's right here this Sunday. So who needs to
Wait.
do TA when you have the moon?
What does the full moon mean for it again?
The full moon is when you buy. So it's
Ah.
a corrective period, and it's fucking working again right now, which I hate to say
Yeah,
out loud. It's the
Dan,
perfect
for
time to
context,
buy.
Will is a big believer in the moon cycles as it relates to trading, and that's why he has moons on all of his charts. It's the only thing he really cares about.
I mean, I started doing it just to track it for the first time, and I gotta say, outside of one miss right here, we have 2 out of 3 moon cycles that worked really well so far. So I hate it.
What day is the next full moon?
It is this Sunday is the next
Cool.
full moon, so that's supposed to be the next buying opportunity.
Well, I
Um,
mean, over the weekend, like the end of the weekend kind of crashes. That's a
Well,
thing,
here's
right?
something that's interesting. Is that tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. we're going to get news about PCE inflation and also the final revisions to Q1 GDP numbers.
Yes.
And so tomorrow morning is going to be like really volatile. And I am a firm believer that if you look at the chart, you can figure out what the news is going to be tomorrow. And right now, things are set up pretty bearishly. But at the same time, like Bitcoin at the daily time frame, it like really hasn't blown past its lows yet. It hasn't really done it. It hasn't had a daily candle close below 60K yet. So like Bitcoin, even though it made a lower low today, it barely did so. And market structure wise, it still hasn't broken bearishly. I personally expect it to happen. We're getting short signals flashing on our Moxie indicator. And if we go to weekly timeframes too, right now, but this could change, particularly if we get some good news tomorrow. Right now, we're breaking the 200-week simple moving average, which in every single bear market, if we go back to the bear market here in 2020, we're in what I call the golden pocket, but you always dip below it, right? We dipped below it.
Wait, sorry, Will, the gold line is what and the purple line is what?
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. The orange line is the 200-week exponential moving average, and the purple line is the 200-week simple moving average. Okay. And if you're in it or just below it, it's a phenomenal time to be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. The bear market of 2022, it was there. The bear market, it's the perfect time to buy. Not that one. Not that one.
It's the perfect time to buy.
Sorry.
No.
It's the perfect time to buy.
There it is.
There you go. And then the bear market of 2018, it stayed in the golden pocket, started to rally, and then stayed and then dipped below. And if we go back to the bear...
Sorry, Will, I have a lot of questions. That chunk
Good
in that pocket that you were just pointing out, how long was that time frame, like between that when it went under it and when it went back above? Yeah, that.
So this was 19 weeks where it stayed perfectly between the 200-week exponential moving average and the 200-week simple moving average. And to keep in mind, for those of you who may not see or you're in podcast land, today, right now, Bitcoin's price is just below this pocket. And then, go forward a little bit. We had a little bit of a dip here in 2020, a little bit of a dip. And we dipped below our golden pocket. And if we go back to another bear market to when these lines first started showing up on our chart in 2015, you can see we were in that golden pocket, dipped just below it. And if you had drawn this line, backwards before it existed, you can see that price was dipping right into it and just below it as well. So historically speaking, we are at a phenomenal time to be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, but you have to keep in your mind that it might fall another 50%, might fall another 30 or 40%. And you're buying potentially over like 19 weeks or so, okay? And as you can see, Bitcoin's price right now is just below this golden pocket. Our stochastic RSI is almost in oversold territory, but it's not quite there. And the last bit of info I'll give you is you should always look at longer term timeframes, right? Longer term timeframes are really important. And right now, we are just holding...
This is 3 months?
This is the 3-month chart, yes.
Okay.
We're just holding the 21 EMA, which is sitting at $59.5 thousand. And this candle closes in 6 days. And if this breaks, we're going down to about $47,000 to $50,000 or so. That's the next major area of support. But again, the stochastic RSI, and for those of you who don't know, the stochastic RSI is a measurement of oversold conditions. It gets into overbought territories as well, but it's a really bad top indicator. It's much better at a bottom indicator. And so this, again, is not in oversold territory yet. And in the previous bear markets, it got into oversold territory when it was at its bottom, and it was in oversold territory again when it hit its bottoms. And we're not there just yet. This would suggest that we have 1 to 3 more months to go before we hit historical levels of Bitcoin finally hitting a bottom. And that would match, again, if we go to previous bear markets where we fell below our golden pocket, again, the 200-week simple moving average and the 200-week simple moving average. This one back here in 2018 was, 19 weeks. This one back in 2022, when we officially fell into it, it didn't get it back above it for 39 weeks.
Wow,
okay?
Almost a full year.
Almost a full year from June of 2022 into March of 2023. It can take a really long time to start to get out of the dregs of a bear market. But again, historically speaking, right now is a good time to be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, but you need to have a very long-term mindset. Okay. And that's where we're sitting. It's the perfect time to buy. And that's where we're sitting for Bitcoin. And personally, I expect lower levels. But DCA strategy says start now and have a 3-month to, I would say, probably a 12 to 16 month time frame in mind of I'm buying Bitcoin now. I do not care if it goes lower. If it does go lower, I view it as a gift because I'm not planning on taking profits for probably a year and a half, 2 years or so, or maybe even longer, right? If we're looking at the 4-year cycle, you're looking at about a 1.5 to 2 year time frame in terms of what you're holding, buying today.
Big time.
And that's it. That's what we're looking at from a TA standpoint.
Your friend and mine, Mr. William Watson.
Hey there, normies.
Man, making the complex clear. I think we're going lower too. Like Roger said, I think we might be going lower. And I'm ready to buy. I've been
The hey there
seeing
normies
stable
button
coins.
on the tail end of a 15-minute long piece of financial advice from Will on the air is
Yeah,
chef's kiss.
that's so perfect. I really got to repost that video. I got to post that video again. That thing was so damn good. Dan, for context, when we were together in Tybee Island like 2 years ago now at this point, we filmed a skit together where I was a scammy shiller of like a shitty crypto that was at that was just blasting like out of a top. And I was selling a literal bag to Evan and Alex and then driving away in a car. It was great. And we got like 8 different.
Yeah, it's now a good time to buy. It's the
That's
perfect
another-
time to buy.
Yep, we got like 8 sound bits out of it.
It was so great. It lives on our soundboard forever and ever in infamy.
Yep.
So
a timeless classic.
yeah, perfect. Excellent. Giving Will a point for his technical analysis. The Spice Agent has a point. Buying Bitcoin in the car with your mom is a point, and also when that mom is Linda. And I have to say, I don't know if you heard it. I tried to be real quiet, but the BYOB bread was super crunchy on the outside, super soft on the inside. It was 10 out of 10.
Excellent.
Wow, I would say too, it's interesting that Sunday, you mentioned the full moon aspect, and I was curious if we're going to be doing any sort of buying behavior based off of the Pokemon of the day. Sunday is
Why not?
is Braviary. It's like a brave eagle Pokemon. So
So,
maybe you need to be brave.
So a flying type Pokemon will grab Bitcoin's price and fly with it, just like me out of the Kanto region in Pokemon Red with Pidgeot.
Sure.
Genius.
Possibly.
Yeah, I can
Unless
see
it
it.
drops it.
I'm now on the master chart of Pokemon of the week, and there's one of the week too.
It's one of the week.
The day, the week, the birthday Pokemon.
If it's Pokemon, there's one of it, Alex.
This has gone back. This started in 2004. Where have I been? This is
Again,
22
Alex-
years.
Alex
of
is
records
kicking
to
the
go.
front door in and be like, "They got weeks for Pokemon." We're like, "Yes, Alex, we know." Runs
Guys, do
upstairs
you know
to
how
his
many
computer.
sets there are now?
Slow
Wonder-
down, man.
Is there
Dude.
an MCP you can hook your agent up into this to like, give you your little Pokemon insights through your agent?
Your little hit, little fix.
Hmm.
You could poof one, Alex. That was the other question I was going to ask
There
you,
you
Dan,
go.
is have you been poofing regularly? Have you
Yeah,
poofed
have you
at
ever
all?
poofed?
Have I poofed? Do I know what you're referring to in the language of poofing?
There's this great little vibe code app that you can vibe code native on-chain apps on Solana, and it's called Poof, as in you have an idea and poof, there it is. And it's excellent branding, and the little like mini organic marketing campaign that kind of popped up around some people that got into this thing when it was just sort of coming around was just like everybody poofs and make sure you poof today. Poofing is healthy. It's excellent. The bumper stickers write themselves. It's killer.
That's great. We love
Yep.
it.
Yeah. So we are regular poofers here. If you're listening and you're with us live, welcome. If you've got questions like
Evan,
Roger.
I'm sorry, I gotta rug you. Alex,
Rug
if
me.
if you want to set a short on Solana, do it right now.
Oh my gosh.
Financially
Alex,
advise me. I'm going.
It's financial advisement. You can keep this trade open for like an hour or two. Go.
Okay, perfect. An hour is perfect.
If you're listening live, you've got the timer starting now. And if you're in the future, then hello. We hope your candles are green. I want to remind you that this show is wherever you are, whenever you listen. And we live 24/7 at community.rumshq.com. We hope to see you there. Will, what's so funny?
One traveler for life just goes, "Damn it, I'm at work." Damn it, I'm at work.
I suspect we're going to get a lot of those. I heard, Will, that per your video, Circle is now, after much ado, officially in your buying zone.
Yes.
In your golden pocket, so to say.
It officially dipped into, not my golden pocket, but it dipped into my buying pocket, which I have had targeted since February, and then watched Circle go up like another 80% from there. And I was just like, but my buy zone. It's like, but my buy zone. So yeah, Circle, for those of you who don't know, this is a company, the Circle Internet Group. They issue USDC stablecoin, and this is a stock, not a crypto. And so, you know, if you look at it had an amazing IPO, but as with IPOs, after 180 days, the employees get their stocks. It's different for some companies, but for Circle is the same. And that happened roughly here in January, and then price slid down, and you've had some insiders, by insiders, I mean employees, you know, selling into this pump and the like. Now, Circle's price back here on February 24th had created a very large gap, which I was like, oh, okay, like we'll come back down and probably fill this shortly. And I was like, no. So I've been waiting. I tried making a play for a little bit and took a small loss on it, but now Circle's price is finally coming down, and we just dipped to today as far down as $69.95 into our gap here. And it will fill it. Where we're at is the daily chart stochastic RSI. This is actually very exciting. Before I explain this, Circle is about to flash almost every single buy signal you possibly could from a technical analysis and a standpoint and a narrative standpoint. So right now, the stochastic RSI is getting close to, well, I mean, it's turning around. It's going to be heading back into oversold territory, telling us that we should have a couple days of selling to go. At the same time, our Moxie indicator here has flipped bearish a couple days ago. Momentum is overall bearish. And the regular relative strength index looks like it's heading towards oversold territory as well. The last time that happened was in February. And afterwards, Circle went on an absolute tear, going up 173%, which is bonkers for a stock. Okay. Now, why I say from a TA standpoint, other than those, you're seeing, hearing me say it's going to be oversold on everything. The other thing too is on the 8-hour chart, because the daily chart will be going down, the 8-hour chart will also be oversold. So we're oversold on the shortest term time frames that we look at, on the daily time frame, which is our typical thing we typically start with. But on the weekly chart as well, the stochastic RSI is also severely oversold. And if you listened to my course where we recorded a 2.5-hour long session in a small classroom setting with community members of ours, that recording is live, where we go through everything for beginners on how to get started and how to read candles.
I'll show it at the end.
Yeah, I go over also, the safest strategy for people is not day trading. Day trading, all of you will lose money, except for a very, very, very small handful of you. And you really have to like kind of put in your dues with that, which is expensive because you're going to lose a bunch until you figure out a strategy that works. But if you're new, long-term investing is for you, or long-term swing trading is for you, meaning you buy a position and you sell it 6, 9, 18 months later, okay? For that person, which is how I started becoming a successful trader, is on the weekly time frame, when you are oversold in the stochastic RSI and you are finding support on key levels, that is the time you buy. And so what is the key support level here for Circle? The initial beginning of the IPO price also had a bottom here in November, and that also happens to be the bottom of our gap. Now, you can come down here, you can be buying while Circle's price falls and fills this gap down to $64, and you can be dollar cost averaging into it. That's totally fine in my personal opinion, I think. It could dip below this though. The support line might not fill. So if you want to play the safest possible position, stochastic RSI is oversold. You then hit support, which is here at $64, or you go down and create a double bottom, and you could print something exactly like this weekly candle that was printed the week of February 2nd, which has a long wick to the upside and then the body of the candle upwards. This is called hammer candle, right? There are a number of other bullish candles too, but if you can get a bullish candle printed while you are on a support line and the weekly stochastic RSI is oversold, you have an amazing risk to reward opportunity. So we're about to hit all of those oversold readings. The next thing we need is one bullish candle to form to tell us a reversal is on the way. And we can ride a very interesting opportunity where if this wedge holds, The breakout of this wedge, let's just say it happens, I don't know, let's just say it happens in August. And there's a reason for that. Roughly a $210 circle. There's also a gap of 212. Okay. That from current price is a 200% opportunity. Yeah! Is that a guarantee it's going to play out like that? No, nothing in technical analysis is a guarantee, in my opinion. It helps you create a guaranteed or an educated guess. And as we ladder ourselves into a position, you ladder yourself out to manage your risk. Okay, so that's what I'll say from a TA standpoint, but also a narrative standpoint. I'm sorry this is so long, everybody, but
no, it's a good lesson.
Circle, its price action has really gone hand in hand with the momentum behind the Clarity Act. Now, the Clarity Act doesn't really do a whole lot for stable coins per se, but it's like good for your Coinbase and your Kraken and your BlackRock kind of, it's, I'll let Alex go on that. But either way, just from a price action standpoint, as it looked like Clarity might pass, and as it looked like Clarity was going to get pushed off, because it did. The next hearing in the Senate is scheduled for July 17th, I believe, or 16th. It's right there. Price for Circle has gone up and down with that. And so if the next hearing in the Senate where they're actually going to take a look at this thing is mid-July, then maybe by mid to late August, it passes. That is matching up very nicely with what we're seeing from a TA standpoint as well. So the narrative is there, the TA is there, and I'm very bullish on Circle because I think stablecoins see crazy adoption over the next 2, 5, 10, 15 years. And so, with a little bow on top, that is what we are looking at when we look at Circle's chart, long-term vision, and narrative right now today.
It's the perfect time to buy.
That's got to be the title of the episode.
It's the perfect time to buy.
And I'm giving you 2 points for that because that was excellent. Don't apologize when that was concise. It's helpful. Everybody is appreciative for it. So I'm going to give you a little sprinkle of this too. Mm-hmm. Dan, you don't know this about me and Alex, but we're actually big chart guys. We know a lot about charts. We've seen the red ones, we've seen the green ones, the ones that go like this, and we just want Will to get some practice on the show. That's all. He's killing it.
That's why they gave me my own show. Monday evenings. Rise Up Market Watch, baby.
I was telling a guy about that today, and honestly, the advice you gave tonight is excellent. He's a young man who's been a very successful bull market, fast-paced trader. He has a very unique and particular experience of making a lot of money in a short amount of time and then losing a lot of money too. We're doing what we call round tripping. And I was just encouraging, I was like, you need to be around traders whose nerves aren't absolutely smoked like a pack of cigarettes. You need to learn to walk away, to sell, to just not do anything. You should hang out with Will. You should go to Market Watch. And I hope that he heard that explanation because that was, it's good wisdom. A lot of people who are day trading, most of them, gonna lose the money. Gonna lose the money.
Yeah, I forget what the stat is, but it's something like people who try day trading, 96% of people lose money.
Yikes.
Yep.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm one of those.
There are very few people who do it, and some of them do it masterfully. But they are very rare and very few and far between.
Will, as you pointed out in a video today, Congress is quite good at it. Somehow.
Congress is quite good at it. Although they're actually better swing traders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps when you're the one doing the creating the swing. It makes it just a little easier to predict.
Yeah. Actually, let me pull up our
that was a good
friends Crush Insights because some of this it's just like of course it is. You're politicians are doing well, but then you see the numbers and you're like, God. Yeah. Well,
what's wild is to look like you had your side by side with them and Warren Buffett.
Yeah. So we're looking at some, let me pull up some names here that, some people would recognize. We're going through a whole bunch of politicians right now. The site that we're showing right now is Crush Insights. A very good friend of ours, Danielle, over at Crypto Crush, has made this. And if you want access to this, it only costs $10 a month. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a really phenomenal tool. You should go check it out. But we can talk about that in a second. But, okay, perfect. Everyone will recognize Nancy Pelosi. Over the past 5 years, she's up 258%. Some people may recognize Dan Crenshaw as a name. He's up 315%. Ro Khanna's up 225%. Who's the worst performing here?
I just saw one that was only a measly 74%. What the hell's that guy doing?
Yeah, awful. Josh Gottheimer, 74%.
Must be new.
Program, Josh.
Alex Padilla, 164%. David Rouser, 381%. You know, and these are people, Democrats, Republicans, all across the board, senators.
Hey, look at that. Mark Wayne Mullen, the
women.
new Secretary of Homeland Security, up almost 400%. Incredible.
Oh, Mark Wayne Mullen. Yeah, he's up 400%, 393%. And then we'll go to world's like famous fund managers. Warren Buffett up only 119%. Ray Dalio up only 27% over the past 5 years. George Soros up only 54% over the past 5 years. Bill Ackman 18% only. Kathy Wood up 103%. Michael Burry up only 28% over the past 2 years. Michael Burry, famous from the movie The Big Short.
Look at Druckenmiller. He's up 230. That's not bad. That's Congress people numbers.
Yeah,
those are Congress numbers.
He's putting in Congress numbers, 230%. But like politicians are smoking professional investors. And actually, I actually didn't look at the celebrities.
Oh,
Jeff Bezos up 96%. Mark Zuckerberg up 182%.
Dude, Elon's up 340. He brute forced it.
Mark Cuban's up 198. Jay-Z's up 55%. LeBron James is up 88. What's Rihanna? She's up 105. She's a billionaire.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Dude,
this
Oprah,
is wild.
Only 21%. This is crazy.
Damn, Oprah's getting beat by Shaq.
Yeah. Shaq's got that Papa John's money, baby.
I just want to point out that Shaq is beating Mr. Wonderful, and that's hilarious to me.
I love
Dude,
that.
by 1%.
Oh my God, you're right. He is. Shaq is beating Mr. Wonderful by 1%. That's perfect. Oh, I love that.
Excellent.
But yeah, if any of you are interested in getting to this, you can go to the link on, I know it's on my profile page.
Highlight Rums HQ. Just search for Rums HQ. It's right on the very front page.
Let me go to.
On the link in bio, wherever you're listening right now, pretty much is Rums HQ, rumshq.com, and check it out. It's like the second button. The first button's the free community. Come in there, ask us your questions. We're there all the time. Go Deeper is the Crush Insights platform. It's $10 a month. And then we've got the premium membership there too.
Yeah.
And especially when the market is down, I would say it's the perfect time to buy. It's $30. Come hang out with us and spend time. The show's, you know, the smallest part of what we get to do.
Yeah. Well, this just FYI, Crush Insights, this is only $10 a month, and you get that portfolio tracker, but you know, you also get your own portfolio tracker. You get the Fear and Greed Index here, Bitcoin dominance. You can see your own P&L. You know, you get a curated Twitter feed as well. And then you can see your portfolio here. I don't have mine connected. You can see the crypto market bubble charts. The models here is where we found the fund managers, the celebrities, and politicians. But you can also see like a high risk to low risk robotics portfolio, hard metals, financials, energy companies, healthcare, AI, ETFs, crypto. You can start to, you know, model your portfolio after that. They also have a research analyst providing weekly research here as well on the crypto industry. And there's also an entire crypto trading course that also teaches you on macroeconomics, and it's good. And there's over 20 hours of self-service lessons here for you. In fact, it might even be more than that. And a number of other things too.
I gotta pump my own gas.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. So it's really cool. You can join through the link, and yeah, I think it'd be a great tool to help people better manage their positions and build like successful portfolios, as well as have a single place just to go and see what the politicians own.
That's what I was saying to this young guy today. I was saying you just need to be in a spot where people are not going to sell you some junky token, where your nerves aren't shot. You know, the trenches are like, it's like a mental condition. You know what I mean? After you've been living there for a while, not that I spend much time there, but I have deep sympathy for somebody who's day trading their life away for whatever reason.
Yep.
I have to highlight these 3 comments here. The first, of course, is Magic with a suggestion back there about paper trading. If that's you and you want to learn trading and you want to play with Monopoly money, play with Will's money, play with the fake stuff that's not going anywhere. On TradingView, it's easy, it's simple, and you can do everything with it you can with real money. Radio Dan, about making it big, says, you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
You know. And then Magic made this point here. I think he was trying to say that Congress makes most of their big profits not from buying the right stock so much as buying the right stock at the right time through swing trading. And that would make a lot of sense to me.
That's what I said. They swing trade.
I'm sorry, I missed it. You missed my $10 a month and I missed your swing trading. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my bad. Look at us. Look at us go.
I don't know. Dan, are you a big, I'm not a big trader at all. I don't feel tempted by that. Like, be at my computer, watch a chart, make a trade. I mostly am just hanging out with cool people and interested in telling stories.
I have used to be more frequent, almost on the day trade side a little bit, and actually dabbled a bit in options trading and stuff like this years ago. And it's actually what pulled me into crypto in the first place. And you might appreciate this. It was actually on the app on Robinhood, and Robinhood added crypto. And it wasn't like a component of an actual decentralized layer to it or their wallet thing component. It was just an ability to access crypto through their app. They had Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, and ADA. Actually, I think were like some of the first 4 tokens I think they might have added on there.
Yeah,
and
I remember when they added crypto in 2018.
Yeah, it was right around there. And I remember I bought $1. Oh no, it was Doge was the 4th one. They had Doge on there. I think we were the first 4. And I bought $1 of Doge in 2018 or 2019. And when it absolutely ripped, my $1 on the app, because it was just $1, it's easy to calculate it, turned into $443. And I was like, whoa, what this is wild.
That's crazy.
But yeah, as I got busier on the agency side of things and wanting to work in the industry more, I like slowly pulled more out of being more frequent around trading and being a bit more around just like holding and like a little bit of swinging here and there for it, but honestly not as much, buying and selling as frequently as it's just like good time to buy, dollar cost average low a little bit, and then not timing as much on the upside as maybe I could have. But I'm here for the long game,
Mm-hmm. We've all been there. We've done the part of losing money to make money for sure.
Oh yeah. We've all round tripped. We've all round tripped before.
Correct.
Listen, man. Don't remind me. This time, though, I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling really good about it. I felt good about it last time, too. I felt good about it the time before, but, the less I do, the better I do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'll say this, too. For everybody who's just starting to get, started with trading and investing, or you're like, I'm really going to do this hard. I'm really going to get into this. Is the first and most important thing is to make money so that you have tradable funds that you can afford to lose because you have more money coming in. So step 1 in the investing trading journey, make a bunch of money through job, business, side hustles, all that kind of stuff. Do what you got to do to get the capital that if you do lose, you're not stressed about it. And, then you'll have the buffer to be able to learn, stay in the game long enough to expand your knowledge and your experience, and ultimately then make a bunch of money. So step 1, income flow.
Yeah, definitely. You can make money at a job a lot easier than you can on a trade, and it feels better to know it's coming in. That was another thing I was saying to this person today. Most of their money was locked up in the trade for living expenses, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
You got to take something out and pay yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Where I saw you get excited.
Great quote from my dad that I was just reminded of.
What?
And my dad has done very well. He has after the Air Force, he built an amazing resume in business, and just one of those things was he made the business plan for Dell. So he's a very he's been in a lot of circles, made a bunch of money, lost some money, made a bunch of money too, and they're in a very comfortable spot now. All I say is I mentioned that because I was talking with Dad with all the things that I do. And a number of years ago, I had shared something with my dad, and he goes, this one thing you said was really fucking stupid. And I was just like, okay, all right, what is it, Dad? This is how he talks. He goes, it was really fucking stupid. I was like, okay, what you got, old man? Lay it on me. He goes, you said you need 7 streams of income in order to be a millionaire. And I was like, well, that's not exactly the quote, but like the quote is, or the statistic is, most millionaires have 7 streams of income. And he goes, I I've known a lot of millionaires. Almost all of them only had one. And they just put their heart and soul into that one and turned it into something beautiful and amazing. And I was like, wow, oh, I really like that. He's like, you shouldn't be focused on creating a whole bunch of different things. If there's something that you're well and truly passionate about, you know, really direct your efforts into that. And you can, you know, do good things, be good people, and make a bunch of money. Looks like we lost Evan, though. Didn't like that story.
He's going to focus on something else.
He's focused on that bread. That bread and that oil was right there off screen.
Well, just a quick note to us as we're sitting here on screen that as soon as we lost Evan from the StreamYard, TikTok also lost our audio. So give him just a second here.
Oh, so they missed the end of the story.
I'm so sorry. That couldn't have been the worst. I'm so sorry. Please.
Rugged.
Please continue. I'm so sorry.
It's over. It ended.
Wash said, thank God somebody muted Will.
Yeah.
No, that was such a beautiful story. Like, that's such a good lesson from your dad. So he oh God.
Anyway, I forget where I got cut off.
No,
but
it was right at the end about you. If there's one thing that you're truly passionate about.
Yeah, direct all of your efforts into it, and then you are far more likely to become a millionaire than spreading your efforts around over 7 income streams was essentially the lesson.
And the lesson is...
I'm so sorry. I'm lumping myself
into a dubbed Japanese Godzilla movie. Oh.
I'm so sorry. It was so perfect. It was like it was such a good story, and I swear to God, I think it's because I have oily fingers and I swiped the pad. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Save me from
that's a glump for Evan right there. That's a glump.
I've been double glumped. Give me another.
I glumped him too.
Oh, nice.
Can I rapid fire some final thoughts as I have to scoot out the door?
Alex, I know you got to get out the door. Tell us your final thoughts.
Okay, first, I'm going to go back in time. The Clarity Act. Just for the record, no meaningful progress or updates. It is technically on the legislative calendar for the Senate. It could go to the floor quite literally at any point. One of the relevant committees has a committee hearing date scheduled for July 17th. That is the date you were thinking of, Will. There is no guarantee that it will be on the floor or voted on at that point. Notably, it's next for a full Senate vote, and that is just a specific committee in chambers, not the whole thing. It's summer vacation, guys. What do you expect? Them to work? Calm down.
Yeah. When are they back? When are they back from their recess?
They're not even on recess. Are they on recess right now?
Or it's their vacation or whatever it is, you know? Well, it starts the 4th of July, doesn't it?
Dude, I don't know. Honestly, it is genuinely difficult to keep track of all of Congress's recesses. They are not currently on recess as of right now.
August.
Yeah.
There's Bucko 1210 goes, get it in quick, Alex, or you'll get rugged.
For real. Talk fast. There's a mini recess for a week. Or 9 days from the 4th through the 13th of July, and then they come back. So anyway, we'll see. It's not going to happen before then, certainly.
Yeah, that's why I was like mid-August, end of August seems somewhat realistic.
Maybe end of August. We'll see. They got to come back to full committee, and then it's going to have to go to the floor. Anyway, there's some hope that it will reach the floor sometime in July. Technically, it's still in the merger stage between the Agricultural Committee's bill and the Finance Committee's bill that have to get switched together, but they're basically identical. I haven't seen anyone argue. There's a couple differences, so I guess I was kind of holding my breath that they might bicker about something, but we'll see. Yeah, the odds on the prediction markets are dropping. You know, that passage this year is likely. It's below 50-50 now. With regards to like what it could do for stablecoins, as a principle, like as a tech, not a ton, but as a company, interestingly, you got to remember Clarity is really good for centralized crypto related companies, and Coinbase is one of them. And what's good for Coinbase is good for Circle. It's kind of a goose gander type of situation. Coinbase and Circle have a 50% revenue share agreement between Circle to Coinbase. They don't own them. It's not like an ownership that, you know, they didn't buy the company, but they have been very, very, very close for a very long time. And half of Circle's revenue or something insane goes to Coinbase. So, you know, it's good. Plus, you know, just tons of use on the platform. You know, the more likely you are to use the thing on a centralized platform, the more likely you are to use it on a centralized platform or do crypto stuff on a place like Coinbase, whatever. Clarity helps with that. So it's possible to get a tangential benefit. And then finally, There was a question that all of us can chip into. We've kind of done it before, but it's good to do a quick recap on just any altcoins that you're looking at. I know Evan and I have extremely short lists. Dan, I'm very curious to hear what's on your list. If anything, anything from the safer things to something you're getting a little froggier with. My list is short as hell. Obviously, Bitcoin, ETH, Sol. As far as things that are making money and people are doing stuff there, and people consistently put new things on the blockchain instead of just watching them all disappear and leave. Those are the ones that make the most sense. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. My more fun, trading position. I was going over on office hours the other day. We did a really deep look into it. Is Aerodrome, just because when it moves, it moves. I'm not worried about it going to zero, as worried, because it's a business that makes money, has revenue, has a lot of users. They still do the most volume on base as far as DEXs are concerned in front of Uniswap. So that's big. There is some sort of incentive initiative with the token. They've tried to work on it because their tokenomics were admittedly not fantastic. And it's just kind of one of those, you can count on it to move with markets and go up 20% and down 20%. It works really well to swing. And if you miss a swing, I'm not worried that I'm going to accidentally get rugged and go all the way to zero. The risk of that, I think, is a little lower. So I risk it for the biscuit a little bit more with swing trading Arrow. And then hype, have some hype. A man with a really great mustache who I take a lot of financial advice from told me he said, "Don't worry, Alex, you're going to get hype below 40 again."
You're $30. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I bought it at 36.
TA doesn't work on Hyperliquid.
What I need to know, speaking of mustaches, is real quick. Are you shaving your beard for Mustache DAO? Is Dan in Mustache DAO? And Will, who do we got to shave to get you in?
Yeah, what men do I have to shave to get into Mustache DAO?
Anyways, I digress, but it could be the move.
It's an elite club. Let me tell you.
Dan, are you in? Are you in Mustache DAO?
I don't think I'm in Mustache DAO, no.
Yeah, it's one of the most strict entry requirements.
At the next crypto conference, Dan, you and I got to run around with some clippers.
Bro, and Alex and I might do it for the memes.
By.
We might get mustaches.
Because we got to make sure that their mustaches are shaved before there is enough room available for us to then be admitted into Mustache DAO.
This is a real thing, by the way. Apparently,
this is a real thing. We're not joking.
It's a cap, eh?
Yeah, but they would shave me out of the DAO if I grew my beard back after cutting it off to get in. So I can't do that. Can't do them like that.
Interesting. I am in a group called Only Dans, which is
nice.
Which is a bunch of Dans. And there's another group called Dave DAO, which is a bunch of Daves. And oftentimes the Daves and the Dans meet each other at the conferences. It's a little bit of a beef here and there. It's
ooh.
Yeah, I'm in Alex DAO, and a big moment for us was when we officially passed Jake DAO in numbers. We have almost 500 Alexes in Alex DAO right now.
Damn!
Wow.
Yeah, 491.
Tall DAO is at a higher number.
Shut the hell up.
We just passed 700 members recently. So shout out to all my friends in Tall DAO. Everybody, please stay high.
Hang on, I gotta mute Solom. He said average Joe DAO.
Yeah, average Joe DAO.
Not tall enough to get in tall DAO.
I totally derailed your final thoughts in pursuit of vengeance for
what
Will's
altcoins
mustache.
are you looking at?
I wanted to hear everyone's altcoin list. I don't think I have. Cards was one that I bought we talked about this in office hours.
Did you see Arthur Hayesbull posted it?
I'm so pissed off about that.
What a
come on, dude. Leave something for the rest of us. Don't ruin everything.
You're a loser.
Anyway, yeah, Arthur Hayes not running on a great track record right now. And he had to bull post cards, which is just sad for me. But I guess maybe I'll get it cheaper now. I don't know. I bought some planning on it going down further because I absolutely top blasted that chart. Knowing what we were doing. So just kind of wanted to have a little exposure. It's not much, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's what I'm at.
Yeah. So are you watching anything? Are you buying anything aside from Bitcoin, etc.?
I mean, for me, actually, I'd be curious to actually ask you guys, not dabbling as much into a lot of other altcoin things. I think the Bitcoin, ETH, Sol is a little bit of a standard thing as well. But what I am playing around in. And that's one of the reasons also why we actually kind of connected to how we met Alex, is because we're doing some work together with some of the Kraken team. So we've been working together for a little while now. And one of the areas that we're doing some fun things with is with xStocks, with tokenized stocks. So that's something that I've actually kind of jumped back into stock investing and looking actually a little bit more carefully at stocks through this element of buying them and whatnot through xStocks, which I think is really interesting because it's fascinating to look at stock trading in like the 24-hour market and from a, an angle like that. So I'm curious if like, some of these tokenized equities and RWA aspects or IPOs or pre-IPOs and, watching the SpaceX, I was watching that pretty closely and, jumped into that IPO a little bit.
What did you use to buy it? What platform?
I actually used xStocks. Yeah. So I bought like the tokenized version
Didn't
of it.
they
And
not get the full allocation? Were you like lucky?
there was like different platforms that, there was issues, I think there's a little bit of thing with Binance. They're like, it's crazy because like
An issue with Binance?
it was
Really?
like five,
Say it
There's
is
like
so.
What?
5 or 6 different chains. I don't know how many dexes and liquidity. It's like, that's one of the big things about it is it's
Oh,
like,
for xStocks?
yeah, for xStocks. Like, so for any specific tokenized stock, whatever, you got to take a look at like, where do I go best for, the best liquidity? Where do I go best for, opportunity to grab it? And yeah, Solana is actually a great place for a lot of them, I would say.
Who said that?
It was a phantom,
Came from
the ghost. Okay, xStocks. Stocks you're looking at?
I
Particular?
like it. That's unconventional. That's not an answer I was expecting. I
No,
can
it's a
dig
good
it.
answer.
Yeah.
Gotta
You
throw
know what?
something different out there.
I have two tokenized stocks. You know what they are?
What
I bet you could I bet you guys could guess the first one. I guarantee you can't guess the second one.
Circle.
Yes.
Okay. The second one is MicroStrategy.
No, that's too easy of a guess if you said you couldn't.
I
guess
have
the other
mentioned this on the show exactly one time. If anyone remembers it right now, I'll send you a soul.
one. Bearded.
Bearded?
Yes.
No, you can't use
Stretch.
bearded and cheat.
No, Bearded will know.
I'm ashamed of myself that I don't
have
know
no
this.
idea. I don't know. Was it OnlyFans?
No.
They even have a stock.
It's got to be something like Chipotle.
Nope.
Like Kensuna Chipotle style. I don't know. What is it?
Bearded says I bid.
It is a product that I use.
Yeah, it could be iBit. iBit or one of the Grayscale Trust, maybe.
I do have the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF, but it's not tokenized. It's in
Samsung.
my Schwab brokerage. Nope.
Microsoft.
Yep.
World's smallest condom.
Nope.
something I
That's a public
use.
security company.
Something I use. Something I use. So I was just thinking. I got nothing.
Waste management. Atlantic Waste Management.
What?
No.
Dude,
What's the ticker on this?
I am a big fan of this.
it's on my favorites on Kraken. It's on my watch list.
Damn.
Why is
okay.
that?
Well, because it is. So long story short. What was
Pitch
I
me.
looking for? Well, first of all,
Why should I buy your trash?
I
might trash. Well, first of all, we all make trash. Trash is a problem. It's everywhere. They have so many contracts. I also then got excited because they have the trash collection contract on Tybee Island. And there was this whole big controversy where this gajillionaire group called the Bardo Group was trying to buy beachfront property on the island, and they wanted to like privatize it and make it not a public beach anymore. And the Tybee city government was like, sure, we'll hear you out. And everyone's like, what the hell are you talking about? And the Atlantic Waste Management CEO is like a fan of Tybee for some reason. Huge company, right? Everywhere. And he just made this one comment. This is like a legend. I don't know if it's true, but I really like to believe that it is because I've heard it from several people. And he was just like, yeah, if you do that, I'm pulling the contract, and no one else is going to do it on this island, and it would become a problem very, very, very fast. And all of a sudden, all the Bardo Group stuff is gone. Their private like swim area in the ocean that they were trying to set up, buoys are gone. Like, dude, everything. So I was like, okay, point. But then no, it's just statistically like a good performing stock. It's safe as hell. Everyone is going to keep making trash. We're not going to stop trash routes anytime soon. And it's just kind of one of those that like you don't think about, you don't appreciate. It's not crazy, but like it's up. long term overall. And I was like, you know what? Yep, that makes sense.
Dude, I just need you to know the reaction. Everybody in the chat, Coin, Google, Apple, was it NVIDIA? Was it iBit? Was it Celsius? Was it NVIDIA
Trash.
again? Literally trash. And then
I loved the TikTok stream of NVIDIA. Oh, lol. Next comment, trash.
Literal trash.
yeah, Laureen said, oh, your uncle is Tony Soprano. And then CJ Witten said, bro, literally invests in literal trash, but trash is on XRP. It was just, that was a special moment, Alex.
Alex, one problem with your trash investment is that this is a company that has a clear profit line for perpetuity. You need to be a company that actually doesn't make money to do well in the stock market. It's all about speculation.
You're right. I just, dude, it's like
unless you're SpaceX.
Milk and Honey in the comments over here says America has a trash problem. We suck at trash. We make so much of it. It's just, I don't know. It's
we do.
It kind of just, it was like almost a meme at first, and then like so many things lined up, and then it was just a thing, and I was like, yep, this is it. This is my heart. Because I don't do stock stuff. I don't know. Stocks are boring. Dude, Dude, Will said jump, and I immediately went short with 25x. So, I'm not here to make smart decisions.
Wait, dang, did you really? That was almost an hour ago. Your hour's almost closed. How's it doing?
I closed it already.
Did you win? Have you extended your streak to 7?
Yeah, it went down a little teeny itty bitty bit. But it was like kind of flat and boring, and I knew I was about to get up and leave, so I closed it and made not much.
Hey, but you made money.
Yeah, I made $22.
Hey man, $3 more and you can open up a $25 Pokemon card back on Collector Crypt.
I'm going back in.
And with your luck, it'll be something worth $200.
Dan, I had a great one. It was a $100 water Pokemon card or pack rip, and it turned into a $1,700 slow bro. It was awesome.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Alex, you said you had to go
36 minutes ago.
About 36 minutes ago. Yeah. So Will and I, you already know what we're watching and what we're trading. So the folks in the comments had lots of good answers for you. You'll have to catch up on it another time. Are you going to be back tomorrow?
I'll be back
for free water.
I will see you guys bright and early. Dan, it was wonderful to hang out with you. Thanks for chilling and hanging out on my favorite of all of the shows that we do. I love After Dark so much.
Amazing. I had a great time with you, man.
He's your friend of mine, Mr. Alex Popovich.
See you guys soon.
Okay, fellas, it's about that time. We got to start thinking about riding our dogs and ponies, cats and cows into the sunrise. So we have time to unpack another thing or two, answer a couple questions from all of you listening live. And if you're listening in the future, don't forget, you can leave your questions at community.rumshq.com. You can check out the Crush Insights platform, the premium membership, all the cool stuff there. And of course, I have to shout out, before we get out of here, the wonderful sponsor partners that make this show possible. You know I'm going to say, of course, the official cold storage sponsor of Rise Up, Arculus, and our friends at JTX coming soon, Jito. Thank you very much. We have lots of other friends whose links you can get on our website. You can get their referral links. You can get their discount codes, like the Raposa discount code. There are so many ways to help the show, support legitimate crypto companies and companies beyond crypto telling a great story. It's true. The only thing missing there is you. Dan, as our honored guest, is there anything that we didn't ask you about that you wanted to share? A prediction, a good joke, or word of wisdom, something for the audience tonight? And if not, man, it's, there's no pressure. But as our honored guest, I'm glad to give it to you first. And if it helps you, my 8-ball says, take a pause. It's my crypto 8-ball. Beware rug pull.
That's a good message. I think when you're in times like these where the markets are pretty tough and things are quite down, it can definitely be a valuable thing to get up off your desk or change up your schedule a little bit and get outside and touch some grass and do some fun activities, do some fun sports. I've been pretty big into outdoor sports, a little bit of adrenaline junkie. Actually, that's why I say like wild community scientist. So I also have my paragliding license. I do paragliding. So I often bring my paraglider to conferences. And then after the conference, I'll go run up to a mountain, then jump off a mountain and go fly, which is like, it's a great way to reset. So maybe you don't have to go as extreme as that, but I think in general, just a message around this layer of it's great to think about getting outside, breathing fresh air, and doing activities and experiences that kind of give you that reset. Sometimes you need that. So, here's permission to go do that thing.
Hell yeah, dude. Where did you learn paragliding?
Actually, it's funny. I was at a conference in San Francisco in SF. It was the GDC Gamers Development Conference. And I ended up going down the coast to Santa Barbara because I connected with someone online. He's like, oh, there's an instructor there. And then I went and met with them, and he had room in their flight school that was just starting. Everything timing was perfect. I ended up dog sitting at a house there, so I didn't even have to pay for anywhere to stay. And it was a 2-week course. And then I got my license at the end of it. The weather was great, so I was able to fly each day. You buy your equipment halfway through the course. You kind of commit halfway in. It's like, all right, am I going for this? And passed the course. Everything went well. And then they give you your license and like, you can jump off mountains now. And you're like, all right, sweet.
Dude,
That's awesome, dude.
That's seriously so cool. I would love to do that. I also really would love to get into paramotor flying because I understand that's another like form of assisted flight, motorized flight that doesn't
100%.
require a lot of, permissions and licenses and expensive upkeep.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, it's like the next step, honestly. So paragliding is the exact same thing as paramotor, except paramotor, you get the fan on your back. So to your point, you can take off in a field or anywhere where it's flat. You just kind of run and then rev it up and take off into the sunset. Paragliding, you gotta work for it. You gotta hike up the mountain to get some elevation, or you can also find spots along the coast where the wind's coming in, and then you can kind of ridge soar. That's what it's called, where you just fly up and down the coast on that bubble of air that hits the bluff if it's coming straight inland. But
Man.
Dude, badass.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sensing we're going to need to do a meetup soon where we get to witness this live, and then I want my license. We got to have Alex teach us scuba diving. Will, are you a scuba guy? Have you been scuba? I feel like you've said you have.
I have been snoobaing.
Oh, is that like the mix between snorkel and scuba?
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have all the gear. You have a hose that's connected to an air tank that's on like a floaty device, and you have 50 feet of rope in terms of your breather.
Wow.
You get the mask and stuff. And honestly, you don't have to get your license or anything. I did it off of Maui, and I was like, cool. This is all I really needed to do. I don't need to do the whole licensing. Like, this is it for me. And I was good. I was good with that. But no, I don't have my scuba license.
Man,
And let me tell you, scuba is nice. And then I got back onto the boat, and there was Cinnamon Boy, and we would ring a little ring, and the guy would come with Cinnabons on plates and little glasses of mimosas, and we were snoobing, eating Cinnabons and drinking mimosas off of the Maui shoreline. It was great.
Wow. I never thought I would hear all those words in one sentence.
In one sentence, it was pretty magical. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great day.
Yeah, I'm going to need some more of that in my life. That's for sure. For everybody who's just joining, I see 2 comments here, one from Rada, one from Peter. Hello, good to see you. If you're curious about the weekend that's coming for Bitcoin, for the charts, I want to encourage you to go back. Will did not 1, but 2 fantastic segments featuring the technical analysis of Bitcoin, the golden pocket, and also Circle, talking about the opportunity that's present here. They were excellent educational segments. You should go back and watch them. Listen to them on your favorite podcast platform. Check them out on YouTube. But for those people who miss Will, give us just again, we're selling the full moon. What are the targets that Bitcoin needs to think about? Give me the number again.
So we still haven't had a daily candle close below 60K yet. We dipped below it today. We haven't had a daily candle close. So like, the market structure technically hasn't broken yet, despite us making a lower low. So you need to see that happen. And we'll see what happens, because tomorrow we get inflation data and we get revised GDP data. Tomorrow should be a volatile day. I see the market wanting to crash through that 60K. That tells me I'm expecting a bad reaction to whatever data we get tomorrow. But we'll see. If it breaks 51 to 45K is the next major area of support. That will really test us. But from a long-term macro standpoint, classic 4-year cycle bear market, when do I start DCAing into Bitcoin strategy? That's right now. That is officially started right now. And be prepared, though, for Bitcoin to still potentially go lower and remain at these levels for anywhere between 19 weeks till an entire year. But historically speaking, starting right now, it's a great time to be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. But like, you really need to take the money you're looking to invest in it and spread it out over like many months.
It's the perfect time to buy.
That's the title of the episode. Matthew, clip it. Thank you very much. What do you guys say? Should we do points tally and a round of quick final thoughts and say bye for now?
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Then let me read you the points as they stand, gentlemen. With one Gwump, I don't know that this is complete. I just wrote charts. Maybe because I don't like looking at them. On the board with 1 point tonight, we've got Solana, BYO Bread, Mama's Cutting Board, Only Dan's, The Spice Agent, Buying Bitcoin in the Car with My Mom, and When Your Mom is Linda, you get an extra point. Also, Snoobaing with Cinnabons and Mimosas in Maui. That means for the three of us, oh gosh, I'm just in the 1 point club tonight too. I had 2 big Gwumps for cutting Will off. And I have to say, this might be my final thought, but Will, I really am excited to meet with your dad tomorrow, because a guy who can give you a lesson like that and a guy who's done what he's done, that might be the most serious business meeting I've had for this chapter in my life.
He's
I consider
definitely
it a great honor.
He's definitely going to tear us a new one. And he's sending us an email about his expected agenda for the call.
Excellent. I will review it, Mr. Watson, and I look forward to talking to you then. I'm giving him a point. He's on the board.
Oh, he'll love that. He'll then be like, he'll actually no. I can't say what he'll say on live. Actually, I actually can't say that. I don't think.
Okay, all right, okay. Looks like we've got a tie for second place between Alex and Dan. That means our champion tonight with 7 points, Mr. Will Watson.
Oh.
You won, man. You got the excellent TA points.
It's been such a long time since I've won.
Yeah, dude.
Dan should get 2 extra points just for being with us at like 3 o'clock in the morning in Lisbon.
Well, then, congratulations to the co-champions, Dan and Will.
There we go.
Guys, way to go. I don't know how it happens every time, but next time I'll just have to give myself more points at the start. Let's do a round of final thoughts. Dan, any last words? Let people know where they can find you if they want to connect with you, learn more about CoUnity, all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I think, honestly, we're pretty active on X. You can find me at the Dan Rodman. And yeah, always just putting out the message there to think through your strategy with retention, through community building. If you have a community, if you know someone who has a community who's struggling with it or thinking through, the structure for it, where should I do it? Discord, Telegram, WhatsApp, what does that look like? Always happy just to drop me a line and we can jam and chat about it. And yeah, and if you ever want to get into paragliding or have any questions about paragliding, you can see my profile picture there. There's a picture of it. Dude. But yeah, reach out and maybe we'll fly one day and go from there.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for making time. Will, what about you? Last words, final remarks? Walking the plank?
I don't know. Just in a bear market, it can last a really long time. When you start dollar cost averaging into something, understand like the bear market could last another 3 months, could last another 6 months, 9 months, something like that. So, don't blow your load all at once, everybody. When it comes to buying into an asset, like take it and spread it out over a long period of time. You don't have to buy every day. You don't have to buy every week. You can buy once a month.
Don't come for me.
There you go. Wait.
I haven't played that one in so long. There you go.
No, here. Yeah. I also have a soundboard. So that's it. That's all I got.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Come back tomorrow, everybody. We're going to have a great show in the morning to round out a week of shows. We've got Josh from Free Water, the advertising sales company that gives you products like water for free because they advertise to you on the bottle. It's an awesome movement to bring people more stuff for free. We, of course, will be glad to answer your questions, and we love to see you there. In the meantime, community.rumshq, it's the place you got to go. We would love to have you, my friends. Until next time, everybody, great show. Dollar cost average. Thank you for being the very best part of what we do. My friends, until next time, rise up.
See you.